Hi, this is Richard here, and I'm back with something really useful for you, especially you students who use English in business situations. I am back with 10 business English phrasal verbs. Now, I know everybody hates these phrasal verbs, but they're so useful, they make you sound so much better in the language. Now, of course, these verbs, they can be used in other more general English situations, but they have particular usefulness in business situations. So before we get into them, don't forget to click subscribe, click like on the video as well, because if more people subscribe, more people like the video, other English learners are going to be able to get easier access to these videos because they'll see them more often if they're more popular. So do me a favor, make sure you do that. That's going to be really good for everybody. So let's have a look at our 10 business English phrasal verbs. Let's start with number one. Number one is to sign off on something. Now, to sign off on something really means to give official approval for it. So maybe you need the official approval or permission from somebody to go forward with something. So to sign off on something. For example, the manager signed off on the revised budget. So we changed the budget a little bit. We needed the approval or the permission from the manager. The manager signed off on the revised budget. Or imagine you're in a sales negotiation and you provisionally agree on a price. So you might say, okay, I still need my sales director to sign off on the price per unit, but it should be a mere formality. A mere formality just means, oh, it should be no problem. Should just be a case of asking him and then he'll say yes, or asking her and she'll say yes. Now we can also use sign off as a noun. So for example, I still need to get sign off from my sales director. So we can use it as a phrasal verb or as a noun. So that's a really useful one. Try and use that next time you're in a business meeting, for example. Number two, to pencil something in. Now, to pencil something in is normally used with things like appointments or meetings. So to pencil something in means to set an appointment, but just not to confirm it. You write it in pencil, right? Because with pencil, you can erase it quite easily. If it's in pen, obviously more difficult, isn't it? So let's look at an example of this. Let's pencil in a meeting for next Friday afternoon, but I'll call you later to confirm it. So let's just pencil it in. Don't book another meeting at that time but I will call you just to confirm when it's proper, and then you can write it in pen, of course. Number three is to run something by somebody, or we sometimes say to run something past somebody. It means exactly the same thing. So to run something by somebody means to show an idea or a proposal to someone, to ask for their approval or their feedback. So you might say to a colleague, can I run something by you? I have this idea. Can I run something by you? And then you present it to your colleague. Your colleague's going to give you some feedback. It's a good idea. It's a bad idea. We already tried it and it didn't work. Another company's doing it, so we can't do it. So just to run something by someone. Or we could say, that's an interesting idea. Let's run it by the boss and see what she thinks. So let's go to the boss, see what she thinks, get her feedback. Let's get her approval on it. Number four, to close down. Now, if a company, program, or a factory closes down, it stops operating. This is quite an easy one. You might have heard of this before. So we could say something like, the company closed down the factory as it wasn't meeting production quotas. Okay, so nice and easy. Let's look at number five. Number five is to zero in on something. Now, to zero in on something means to focus closely on it. For example, we've tried a lot of strategies, but we need to zero in on what's actually wrong. So we've tried lots of things. Maybe we're not selling our product. We don't really know why. We really need to zero in on what is going wrong. Or we brought in a brand strategist to zero in on how we can reach potential customers. So we're really struggling to sell our product in certain markets. We're not too sure. Well, maybe we're going to get a brand strategist who knows the industry, knows marketing, knows about reaching customers. They can zero in on what we're doing wrong and what we should be doing right very easily and very expensively as well, probably if you've ever used an external consultant. Number 6 is to lay off. Now, if an employee is laid off, he or she loses their job. The company terminates their employment. Now, this normally occurs when a company is experiencing financial problems. So we could say something like, Company X announced that they will lay off 1,000 staff in their European division as part of a restructuring program. Now, this can also be used as a noun, layoffs. So Company Y announced 500 layoffs as part of their restructuring plan or as part of their economic saving plan. Number 7 is to burn out. Now, you might have heard of this because I know in a few languages they use this term from English directly into their language. French is a great example. They talk about burnout all the time. So to burn out means to work too hard. So you feel completely stressed and exhausted. Can happen quite a lot in our digital age. Your work does not stop at 6 p.m. like it used to. It can continue all night, can continue all weekend through your vacation. So it's very easy that this can happen. So we might use a couple of expressions. If you ever see anybody working too hard, you might say, if you keep working so hard, you'll burn out before too long. Or we could say, he's suffering from burnout. You see, we can use it as a noun as well. So it's a verb, to burn out, or a noun, burnout. He's suffering from burnout. Let's look at number 8, to measure up. Now, if something doesn't measure up, it means it's not satisfactory or it doesn't compare well with the standards. So the design quality just doesn't measure up with the other products in our range. So all our other products, high quality, they look great. This new product we're trying just doesn't look the same. It's not up to the same standard. It doesn't measure up to our other products. Number 9 is to draw up. Now, to draw up an agreement or a contract or a list means to compose the document and put it in written form, especially with legal contracts. We talk about drawing up a contract, actually writing out, typing out the contract. So you might say something to a client where you say, my lawyer will draw up a contract and send it to you for review. So my lawyer's going to draw up the contract. They're going to send it to you. You're going to check it, see if it's okay. If it's fine, you're going to sign it. And then we've got that deal. And the last one is to get ahead. Now, I did another video talking about to get ahead, but let's go through it again because it has great uses in business terms as well. So to get ahead means to be successful in your career or life, or to make more progress than others. So for maybe in your industry, you need to make lots of connections in order to get ahead in this industry. Is that the case in your industry? I know in my industry, if you make more connections, definitely more opportunities will come to you and you will get ahead. So 10 phrasal verbs for you today that are particularly useful in business English. So try and review those. Try and make some sentences down in the comments and test them out. And don't forget to click subscribe, click like, click share as well. Now, I will be back with another video in a few days. If you've got nothing to do, have a look around my page. There's lots of videos on there now. And have a great day. I hope that helps. Thanks.